No matter the bumps, no matter the bruises, no matter the scars, still the truth is across.
Oh my God. Welcome to my side of the planet. Hi, everyone. This is Philip, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Two Blind Mice Show. I am here to be as adorable and as handsome as I always am, and I am guided by on my left side.
This is Mary, aka Vanna White. I want to send out a big thank you to all our veterans today on Veterans Day, including my mother, which is a veteran from the Navy, and everybody else that has fight to keep our rights here in the United States, our land's free. I appreciate everything you've done, and everybody out there that's a veteran. Thank you. Okay, babe.
Well, since Mary just stole my thunder, I'm afraid I'm going to have to cancel my rendition of the national anthem. And let's move on to the show. And everyone, hi. We're doing our show a little bit earlier this Monday, so don't adjust your clocks. Everything is okay. Normally we do them at 8 p.m. Central Time. We're going to do it at 7 p.m. Central Time. And the reason we're doing that is we've got a special guest today coming on, Aaron Richmond, who has a podcast known as Aaron's Opinion. Aaron and we met when he reached out to us to make an appearance, on his podcast a couple of months ago, I believe it was 2 or 3 months ago. Mm-hmm. And he is from New York City. Am I correct, Aaron?
Hello? What happened? Meg, we lost our guest. Meg? Meg!
Quality production.
Meg! Where's our guest? Hello?
Meg! Really?
Where's our guest?
He's in there.
He's not talking.
We can't hear him. Hey.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, there you are.
There we go. Okay. Well,
sorry, technical difficulties. It's a live show.
Let's start all over.
No, I think he was there.
Anyway, sorry about that, folks. It's just what happens when you get what you pay for. And, well, I don't get paid much, so you got me.
Yeah.
Mary's worth every penny.
Thank you.
Tonight, it's just going to be Mary and I, and Albert's going to be taking the night off. Justin's taking the night off, so it's just going to be us and Aaron Richmond. As I was saying, Aaron Richmond has a podcast called Aaron's Opinion, and we are here to talk about his podcast, and let's see where we are. So, Aaron, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, first of all, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Loud and clear, actually.
Excellent. So, you are correct. I'm the host and creator of Aaron's Opinion. So thank you for having me here on the Two Blind Mice Show. Aaron's Opinion, as I like to say in one sentence, is the podcast for blind people and really anyone where we speak about critical issues in the blindness community and all other issues from across the universe and galaxy. I have many a variety of groups for the public to join, as you can see in the description. That is both in your email and on your text on your phone there. But basically, we hold long-form interviews where we talk about really what's going on in the universe, our lives, what we do, things like that. It's a really good place for that. If you're into long-form interviews with fascinating guests from all over the world, then Aaron's Opinion is what you should take a download. And yes, you guys were on the show a couple months back, and it was a wonderful episode. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, can't deny that one. I mean, I was on, so pretty much says it all.
I feel, yes.
Anyway, so how long have you had the podcast, Aaron?
Well, Aaron's Opinion has been around since around the pandemic, so since 2020, I would say. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's kind of interesting because we started Two Blind Mice Show as Two Blind Mice back in August of 2022. It seems like everybody didn't have much to do because of the pandemic, so they said, let's start our own show.
No.
Well, we sort of did that, and, here we are today. We just are a little over 2 years, you started in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look across the whole podcast, live stream spectrum, it's pretty much everybody's doing their own kind of show, their own different kind of way and everything like that. And yours is no exception. I know that when we spoke to you, we did talk about our story and who we are. And
Let's ask him.
Yeah, I was about to say, well, I'll tell you what, dear.
Yeah.
You ask him.
You go.
No, you go.
Let's ask Aaron about himself, since we we had that whole interview about us. So, Aaron, how long have you been blind?
Since birth. So 33 years.
And what caused your blindness?
Well, it was determined after I was born that I had glaucoma and a congenital heart defect caused by Peters anomaly syndrome.
Okay. And there's no cure for that, correct?
Well, no. There's no
Well, I'm just saying because some people
cure.
don't know what it is. Some people do, you know.
The cure is you go to doctors and you go you survive is the cure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's always that hope, you know. I got RP.
Yeah.
Right.
Research has moved along, but there's still no cure. There's rumors of cures, but nothing that has been actually verified, confirmed that it will take care of it. I mean, you never know, but I do recall back in 2005 reading an article in Foundation Fighting Blindness where they were talking about studies on it, and they expect that within 15 years that they might have a cure. Well, it's been 15 years plus, and it's they may have gotten closer. I really don't know. But you never know. And that's the thing about it. It's like one of the conversations that I had with my wife not too long ago was about why do we go to our annual eye exams?
Yeah.
We're blind. What's the use?
Yeah.
And after thinking about it, I said to myself, well, I need to keep my eyes healthy because what if there is a cure for RP?
Someday, maybe.
Someday. What if somebody
Sorry, honey.
Is that you or Jayla?
That's me. Sorry.
And what if there's someday that there might actually be something out there that actually starts giving people their vision back one way or another?
You never know.
You never know. And then the one condition that's keeping you from regaining your vision, you didn't know about it because you never did your annual eye exams. That's my philosophy on that.
Okay, that's your advice. Go to your annual exams. Okay, I'm not done asking questions, Aaron. Okay, Aaron, how old are you? What's
33.
Oh, you're a young chicken. Okay. Married, single, or
luckily single. Luckily single.
What is that supposed to mean, luckily?
I'm single.
You just rubbed the wrong.
This is where I'm going to bow up.
Okay. Have you been married in the past?
Never.
Never been married.
Never.
Yeah, boy.
Okay, so I'm assuming you live alone then.
No, I live with my family, actually. I live with my parents, and sometimes my brother lives with us.
Oh, is anybody else in your family blind?
No, they're sighted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what, Aaron, let me ask you a question now that you mentioned that. Obviously, you do your own podcast, so you're capable of doing that. And I have to assume since, you got 33 years experience of vision loss, you have pretty much learned to be pretty independent. Am I correct? Okay. Here's one issue that I'm having a hard time dealing with, and what I do here locally is trying to get family and friends to understand that when they are interacting with a blind family member or friend, is don't, for lack of a better way of putting it, don't be an enabler. If they're telling you to do it, they're going to do it. Let them. In our culture, it's Hispanic. It's just a lot of it. Especially the older generation think that the younger generation can't do anything without their help, and that's starting to interfere a lot in a lot of people with vision loss, especially in the Hispanic culture, who are trying to get independence, but their parents are just saying, "No, I'm going to do all this for you." So I'm assuming that did you experience any of that?
No, not really. No, honestly, no. And the reasons why we live together as a family are not because of my blindness. It's just simply because of other circumstances as life went on.
Okay.
All right. So
sure. But you bring up a very good point. And I do understand what you're wondering, what you're asking. You're bringing up a very good distinction that there are many blind people who are enabled and held back by their family. But in my case, I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those people. It's simply because that's just how various cookies crumbled. Especially the pandemic. Really, like you guys, the pandemic really held us back. So
yeah, like in our case, when my family first met Mary, they could not understand why I was letting Mary do things on her own, why I was being so mean, and how could you do this? How can you let her do that and everything? And I'm like, because I don't want to enable her. She needs to learn to be independent. And I dealt with this a couple of times because we live about 300 miles from where my entire family lives. So we don't interact with them often. But that one time, that the first time that they met her, really, that was the reaction, like, how can you be so cruel?
This is enough about us.
It's just, that's the way people, and today Mary is very independent.
Yeah. So how many shows have you done on your podcast?
Oh, Aaron? You're shifting it over to him. Well, I thought we were talking about me.
No, we're talking about Aaron.
No, actually, I was about to do the same thing.
How many shows have you done on your podcast?
So I've done, I've done at least, there's like a couple hundred episodes, several hundred episodes and several hundred videos on the YouTube channel. Yeah.
What's your favorite one that you've done? Just kidding.
Well, I certainly don't have a favorite. But I would say that all of them, I mean, the interesting answer is that I have found that each episode provides knowledge in different ways, because each guest has different things to say, has had different life experiences, very different life experiences, right? So each episode provides basically a different view of the world and a different way of looking at life or going about living. So who knows? The answer is, who knows? You're the listener. I don't know. It's also very hard it's very hard to tell. It's not noticeable which one is the favorite. It's not noticeable. Yeah.
Okay.
What topics do you usually, cover?
I would say usually the topics we cover are basically people coming to my show in a long form format to talk about their life just in general, regardless of the blindness. And they talk about, what they do in life, their education, their background, their perceptions of society and things like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's what I like about podcasts like yours is, let's face it, there is a preconception as to what it's like to be blind. Everybody sees black, not understanding that there are different levels of vision loss. That people stay home all day because they can't walk out in public because they don't know how to do it, because everything like that. So when you cover topics like that, and people want to come in particular, talk about their blind life, my hope is that people who are listening to your podcast are going, oh, yeah, I didn't know about this. I didn't know about that. As an example, I just got a guide dog. She's been with me 2 weeks. And even I have to admit, my prejudices about owning a guide dog have all been blown out the window.
Yeah.
Because now I have one, and I'm like, okay, it's nothing like what TV portrays it.
No,
it is nothing like TV portrays it, and that's what I like. You doing topics involving the vision loss is your podcast and others. Is my hope that people are like, starting to realize, wait a minute, okay, so I've got this all wrong. And you said you've done over 100 episodes.
More than that. He's probably done closer to 200.
Okay, well, you've done that many episodes, and there's at least, and I don't want to minimize it, but there's at least 50 people who have seen an episode where they're like, okay, now I know how to approach a blind person.
It's a good thing to do.
And that's the thing, is that not many people know how to do that.
Yeah.
That's true. They don't.
We had a guest about a month or so ago, Gina Martin from Diverse Abilities, and she has a great philosophy regarding vision loss. and she is on Facebook, and she does put stuff quite often, and everything. And I don't know, have you ever had her on your show?
The diverse abilities part sounds very familiar, but who's the person?
Gina Martin.
Gina Martin. No, but is she from Ohio?
No, she's from, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, British Columbia.
Oh yeah, she is.
Yeah,
she's in Victoria, no, somewhere out there.
Yeah, we were in Seattle in August and September. We're gonna try to meet up with her, but we just couldn't get around to doing it.
Well, I tell you what, no, I've never heard of this person, but that's the beauty of podcasts.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys can get me
connect
with
you.
her. Absolutely.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about your schooling, and did you go to a
schooling?
Well, what education did he go to? A blind school.
That's okay. That's okay.
That's what I meant. He knows what I mean. I'm Texan. Shut up.
Yeah, you used an old-fashioned word, but I understand some of that old English. Yeah.
Schooling.
Education. So I will tell
education, you. Yeah, that. What's your I mean, did you go to a special school like I did? I went to school. Would you be quiet?
I was mainstreamed.
Oh, really?
And yes, which caused many a problem, to put it very lightly.
Yeah.
My whole life has been surrounded and enthralled by various controversies over the years. So it was very hard for me to get through schooling. If you send me a message after the show, I can provide some articles that have been written about me from about 22 or nearly 22 years ago now. And that would give you a big hint as to some of the things that have happened. So after I was able to graduate high school, I attended, and for a variety of very peculiar reasons, I like to keep the name of the institution
that's fine
to myself. But after the show, you should Google the words a very, very small liberal arts university in Baltimore. And that's which one it was. And I went there, and I did graduate with a degree in international affairs. After that, there were several massive incidents of profound discrimination. And then it was really bad. And then after that, in the summer of 2015, then I started working online doing teaching work, and that has been my occupation and my enjoyment since. And then since the pandemic rolled around, that's when I got into the podcast space then, and that's how we got up to 2024.
Okay. You have a degree, and wow. How was that? It must have been hard, though. I mean, did you have to learn computer skills to get through that, or?
Well, to get through what? Which one are you talking about?
Your degree.
Well, I already had a lot of computer skills.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, it's just there were some, and I'm putting this very lightly, there were some challenges in obtaining the degree, to put it very lightly.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because they keep telling me, go get your degree. I'm like, I don't want to really go through all that.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, I don't really want to go back to school particularly, especially blind.
One of our co-hosts, Justin, he is in school, and he has talked many times about the difficulties he's had in, I mean, just the online courses alone. It's an issue with them. The textbook part of the online material is the most difficult part for him. Now, he has made some progress in making the school he is attending realize that they're falling short when it comes to accessibility. So he is moving things up. So, I have to assume that you've worked towards or through that and towards getting that taken care of also.
Yeah, I mean, everything has been a work in progress, as we say.
Yeah, yeah, that's one of the things that I've noticed as a person with vision loss, and ever since I started doing advocacy, or we started doing advocacy about 3 or 4 years ago, is things don't happen because the sighted community doesn't know it needs to happen.
And nobody opens their mouth and tells them it needs to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get audible pedestrian signals until you tell them, tell the sighted community why you need them.
Yeah.
You're not going to get accessible
anything
as for online if you don't tell your school, hey, I'm not able to see this.
Mm-hmm.
And normally their first realization is we didn't know. And that's where, sad to say, as far as the blind community falls short, is many people with vision loss don't speak up for themselves. Mm-hmm. And it's not, there's no real intent on the sighted community to discriminate. It's just they are not being made aware as to what needs to be done. And in the end, well, life is made difficult for people like you, me, and Mary, and anybody else who experiences vision loss because nobody's speaking up.
So how is it for you where you live, Aaron?
Well, where I live, wherever it is, the community is more older people, and they already have a lot of people with disabilities within the community.
Okay.
So the people are a little bit more accommodating than probably other communities maybe, but it does depend from person to person. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It does. I mean, here in our area where we live in is, you do have of course you have a disabled community, but the fact of the matter is people don't seem to understand. And I'm not just talking about vision loss, I'm talking those with other disabilities. They don't understand how to interact or how to accommodate. And in the end, the struggle is there. What we do here, we have to focus on vision loss because that's the disability we're experiencing, and we can't focus on anybody else. Our producer, Albert, he's not on tonight. He had a stroke and he's on a wheelchair, so he would be able to understand those struggles. And he has somewhat advocated for those with disabilities when he's faced discrimination because there's no ramp, there's no accessible restroom, there's no way of doing anything he can because of his chair. So he's done and speak up, but the majority of the community doesn't say anything. I came across a Facebook post a few months ago, a local blogger talking about how inaccessible a restroom is, and he's able-bodied. He's able-bodied, and so I put in the comment section is, where is this? And his response to me was, well, we don't want to expose the business.
Okay.
And I said to him, you are aware that you contributed to the discrimination by not bringing it out to the attention of the proper authorities, I said, but furthermore, you're making life difficult for those who are experiencing that lack of accommodation.
Yeah.
He wouldn't budge.
Yeah, no.
And that's part of the problem. And that's the thing that goes on too much is people just don't want to speak up. And then even those who experience it and are able-bodied just keep it to themselves.
Honey, are you going to let Aaron talk at all in this interview?
Okay, I'm climbing up now. Mom's over.
Just kidding.
No, go ahead.
Aaron, what did you want to talk about in this interview?
Well, well, I wanted to hear you guys talk for one thing, and you're very right. I find that in many cases, not only do you have to know when to speak up about things, but I tell people all the time, you have to pick and choose the battles. So just because you would want to speak up, it doesn't mean you should, too. So it does depend. There is a spectrum, knowing what to let go and what to not let go of. So absolutely, you're right. Yeah.
I'm just teasing you, baby.
Well, thank you. Isn't she adorable?
I am, thank you.
I pay her dividends. Oh, God, what was I going to say?
Oh, come on, you can't be speechless. It's never happens.
Say.
Oh, Aaron, you don't have a guide dog right now, do you?
I do not, but I had one from Guiding Eyes for the Blind for 13 years. So where's your dog from?
Guiding Eyes.
Wonderful, wonderful.
He just got her a couple weeks ago.
She is fantastic. She's wandering around right now.
Yeah.
So sweet, so good. And what dog is it?
Black Lab.
Oh, what's her name?
Her name is Jayla.
Jayla. Oh, that's a beautiful name. Yeah.
Well, she is fantastic. She's got her quirks, but they're funny.
Yeah.
She's not very happy with us right now because my wife threw out her favorite toy because it was falling apart. So she's wandering around trying to figure out how to get back at Mary, and she will.
She has a personality like nobody's business. I'll tell you that.
Mine too. Mine did too. Huge.
I call her Princess Jayla. That's what she is.
That fits. That fits. Yeah.
So we're trying to get used to having her around. I'm trying to get used to her. I'm trying to get used to her 7 a.m. Potty breaks and feeding, waking me up at 7 in the morning. So it's a new experience. But I'm trying to get my own dog too soon. So
yeah, she's gonna have her home interview probably Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
Yeah, this week.
Yeah.
I hope I get a big old black lab male called Bruce. I'll just say.
She keeps saying that, and I have to wonder why Bruce.
I don't know. It just sounds tough.
Who is the man that got away?
It just sounds tough, Bruce. I hope my dog's just huge.
Well, I guess our numbers went up as far as anybody is named Bruce is concerned.
Yes.
Gosh, I wish I had a question where we were talking about it. Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy.
Do you want another guide dog, or you're done with guide dogs, or Aaron?
No. I think no. I'm out of guide dogs now. I no longer have that lifestyle. So, but they're wonderful. I completely support Guiding Eyes for the Blind. They're an amazing organization. Absolutely.
Yeah.
They are. I mean, I walked 20 miles in 2 weeks, and I felt every inch. But the thing about it is, the staff there, you're right, they're just fantastic.
Yeah.
I had a fun time. I'll admit it was exhausting, but it was a fun time.
So we don't talk much politics. Should we talk politics a little bit or not? How do you feel about the election, Aaron?
Well, here's what I can tell you. First of all, a couple good things to say about that.
Okay.
Aaron's opinion is not a political show. For the same logical reason that I want everybody who wants to download Aaron's opinion to download Aaron's opinion. For that same logic, right? I don't want to create, I certainly don't want to create any division. In fact, I intentionally created a product that is on purpose trying to unite the country, not
good. Okay.
So that's the first good answer. Okay, let me give the bad answer. So the bad answer is, I'm okay. I'm kind of neutral about it. Is a good answer to give. I'm not neither thrilled nor disappointed, and I'm a little bit surprised that he came through on this one. But there's certain things that didn't surprise me. I am, sort of surprised how so many people. I am concerned though that so many people around the disability community seem to become very upset when we have these elections every 4 years. And I think that's a problem, because we need to have these elections every 4 years, So I sort of understand where people get a sense of frustration every 4 years, but it should not ruin a life or ruin somebody's universe.
No,
they're all just politicians after all.
Yeah. Did you have any problem voting? Do you use one of
But I did not. I was able to vote very easily.
Yeah. Did you use one of the voting machines, or what did you use to vote?
Like the audio.
Yeah, we did too, and it was excellent. Excellent.
It was very easy, very accessible, and I was glad we were able to do that. And I know there's talk, which I think is a huge mistake, to switch voting to online for people with vision loss. And I know I want to say Colorado is one of those states who's already implemented that. And anybody with a 1-year degree in computers knows that's not a very good idea.
Nope. I don't think it is.
Because it's just, no matter, where there's a will, there's a way. Someone's going to break into the system and do whatever they want. So I'm opposed to it. And, you're talking about every 4 years. I think one day out of every 4 years is not much of an inconvenience.
I think you can go in and vote. Since you've been voting probably for quite a while, like we have you noticed it's gotten easier to vote now?
Certainly it has. So I proudly voted the first time in 2010. I voted in 10, 12. I wasn't able to get to the poll in 14, then 16, 20, 22, 24.
And have you seen it get? I mean, like progress is getting better and better and better.
Yes, it is. Yeah, the
Okay,
machine is easier to use. The ballot is easier to use, and things like that.
And how's the staffing with you? Are they really understanding? Do they help you? Or are they...
Well, in my case, they were fine. They didn't give me any problems. They didn't give me any troubles.
Good.
Sure, is that what you're trying to do?
So to us it seemed like every year it's getting a little bit easier, a little bit like they wait for us. They know we're coming because I think we're the only blind people probably in this area. They already know us because we always go and vote. Because we're waiting for you. Okay.
Right. So I mean, the first time we went, everybody was just surrounding us because they wanted to see how.
Nobody had used the machines.
We were the first ones. I mean, they took pictures of us.
They're like, they're using the machines. Nobody's using the machines. I'm like, what?
And talking about making elections easier, 5 years ago, I was having to rely on my daughter to read the ballot to me. This time, she voted.
I would
she voted for.
I would never allow someone to read my ballot, no matter whether I live whether I'm in a red zone or blue zone. I don't care. I'm not because. As I tell people, the reason why the voting is the power behind the vote is that it's secret. That's what makes it a free vote.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
why she's sworn in and all that. She has to be sworn in, and it's a big ordeal when she does read it to us. But no, don't have to do it anymore.
Good.
So, no, yeah, exactly. She doesn't do it anymore. She voted on her own. Well, we voted on our own, and everybody had to, confidentiality behind it. And that was good.
Yeah.
But we really have no complaints.
Yeah, it was a lot easier.
She's kicked.
I know the dog's in the way. Sorry.
No, she's not in the way. She's whacking me with her tail. And she's got a big tail.
Sorry. She's going to get under the desk.
Yeah, she is. She's going to make herself comfortable.
Okay.
Anyway, so I'm sorry for that distraction, everyone. So, when does how often does your podcast air, or how often do you download?
So here's the thing. I kind of just upload as I go. So the answer is it depends on how many guests I'm interviewing. It depends on the days of the week. So that's why I would tell people to please click the link in the description and be sure to join my various lists. As I said, you can just simply turn on the notifications on Apple Podcasts. If you are finding that people need to know if I'm on certain platforms, we're on all the platforms. I have an email list. I have a WhatsApp community, a Facebook group. There's a lot of ways that you can be instantly notified when the next episode drops. So use that great description that I gave you to know, and I mean to the listener, and the listener can know, okay, go to that description and you'll see, here's the WhatsApp community. Here's the Facebook group. If you're in the WhatsApp community or the Facebook group, you'll never miss a beat. You'll never miss. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, okay.
And was it hard to get your own podcast going? Because we haven't done it yet, but
we tried.
It's much easier. It's much easier to do a podcast. You guys using this StreamYard stuff. This is a little. This seems perhaps a little less This seems a little counterintuitive, but that's why I go with Zoom. Zoom is much smoother and is a lot easier to use. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. We were thinking about doing so. Yeah.
I know we tried doing a podcast for a while, and just trying to find the right service to do it just wasn't easy because of the lack of accessibility. So we just set it aside. So maybe we can get together later on and find out how you do it, because we still want to do a podcast. The only thing we haven't done is because of the lack of accessibility.
Yeah, I'd like to get off of live streaming and do a podcast like you do. So we can reach more people.
I'm sure you can pull this audio and just put it into an RSS podcast, I'm sure.
Well, the thing about it is you just said put it into an RSS, and
we don't know what
you
that
just
is.
spoke French.
We don't know what that is.
When you come to the tech talk, I'm lost. I'll even admit it. I'm 60 years old.
Yeah.
I went out with Prodigy.
Dial-up deal.
I was like, where's the modem sound? I don't hear it anymore. I'm like, give me a break. I'm like,
AOL.
Where to my AOL account? Oops, I think we just offended AOL.
No, we didn't.
Hey, did you hear that the guy who got the You Got Mail just passed away a couple of days ago? The guy who did the You Got Mail voice?
Really?
Really?
Yeah, he passed away a couple of days ago. He was 76 years old. I don't recall his name. Please don't
You
ask
got
him.
mail.
But that's very distinguished or very distinguished voice. So,
Aaron, are you an ACB member or NFB? Is that too much to ask for that or no?
It's not too much. Nothing with me. Nothing is
Okay.
too much to ask. So I answer all the questions. So I'm kind of neutral. The honest answer is I'm neither a member of either one. Both organizations are excellent and both are needed. So I'm not really a member of either. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I won't be seeing you at any of their conferences. Too bad.
I don't think you'll be seeing anybody.
Well, you're not seeing anybody, but hearing your voice, and I go, "Oh, that's Aaron."
Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
You're going to answer. Okay.
Okay.
Boxers or briefs?
Oh, shut up!
It was too easy. I couldn't pass up.
You're so stupid.
That was an opportunity that was waiting. Come
Oh
on.
God.
He said it, not me. So
Hey, do you know the guy from Werewolf Gear?
Dave Epstein.
Dave Epstein. He does the canes.
The all-terrain cane.
All-terrain and Werewolf.
Why are you talking about
Oh, because I want to know if he had one of his canes.
that?
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Have you ever heard of him?
No.
Oh, you need to have him on your show too. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, that guy is so.
She's got a thing for him.
I have a little bit of a crush on him.
Yeah, she does.
I asked him to come
I
out
don't think
with
it's a
that.
little, it doesn't sound like it's a little crush. I think it's a little bit bigger than little. Yeah.
Well, I asked him to come out with a neon pink tip for my cane, and he did make it.
I see. I see. Right.
So I'm a little biased.
Papers are in the mail.
What papers? We're not getting divorced. I can have a crush.
Wait a minute. I think it's time we sign off because I don't
No.
need any witnesses. It's time for me to turn the tables. Jeez Louise.
So do you use a folding cane or a straight cane, Aaron?
I use a folding.
Okay. Is there a particular brand you like most than other brands?
I actually don't know what brand it is.
Really?
Good one. No, that's neutral.
That is very neutral. I have cane, but I have no idea who made it. No idea, right? Not Ambitech or...
No, I really don't know. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Is there something that you like about that cane particularly?
It's just the cane. I've always had that cane, I guess.
It's comfortable.
What kind of tip do you use?
It's definitely not a rolling tip. I'm not entirely sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I always ask everybody that's blind on here about their canes because a lot of people want to know. I mean, we're all really what do you use or what do you have? And a lot of blind people want to know what kind of canes people have. It's curiosity.
Right.
Killed the cat. So you have no idea what kind of cane you have or what kind of tip you have.
Correct and correct.
That's neutral.
Wonderful.
That is neutral as I ever heard.
It is.
You're not play favorites, and you're sticking to your guns.
How tall are you, Aaron?
Oh,
like 5'8".
Oh, you're my height. Are you a football fan?
Nope. I'm more
Baseball?
of a FIFA World Cup guy.
FIFA World Cup.
FIFA
Not
World
even
Cup.
baseball.
I'm so sorry.
Not even baseball.
No.
So what is your hobby that you do in life? What do you like to do on your, when you don't have anything else to do, your pastime?
Well, if I'm not teaching or recording episodes of my podcast, I'm probably listening to other podcasts, or I love watching scary videos on YouTube. I love the horror genre on YouTube and cryptic videos. So I like watching creepy stuff on YouTube,
Really?
Yeah.
That's new. I've never met anybody that likes creepy videos. Okay. And I'm assuming you do audio description on all that, right?
No, because I have some usable vision. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do you think of audio description? Do you think it's
amazing.
come far enough, or it's what I mean?
It's an amazing industry. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you think it needs to be mandated to be across the board? Everything should have audio?
I'm not really sure. I think it really depends on the viewer. I think it needs to be something that viewers need to demand or set up as they go along.
Yeah, because not every new movie comes out with it. I personally believe you should at least give us the option to use the audio, at least have it on every new movie. You know what I mean?
Well, there is current legislation going through the
Yeah, that's why I asked him.
process and
That's why I
everything.
asked him.
So it may
Yeah.
eventually be, but you know how government works.
Yeah.
It's not until we're good and ready, it's until they're good and ready.
Well, that's why I asked him about that issue because I know there's legislation trying to pass that. I just wanted his opinion on that one.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. He seems pretty neutral.
I mean, yeah. I mean, no. I mean, I support legislation for it, but I also think that blind people need to be using this technology, need to stand up for it, need to defend it a little bit more, need to make it worth using. You know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, admittedly, I didn't know anything about audio description until my daughter discovered it about 5 years ago, or told me about it about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're familiar with Audio Vault.
Yes, I've heard of. Yeah, I know of it. Never used it, but know of it. Mm-hmm.
It's a great site, but
Yeah.
what I've discovered is I'm listening to some stuff, and I'm hearing some of the Audio Vault or some of the audio description was created for a particular movie or show,
Yeah.
whatever. You're talking 11 years ago. I didn't hear anything about it until 2019, and that's another issue that needs to be addressed. There's got to be some other people that you probably interacted with at one point or know or live in your community, live in our community, have no idea what audio description is still because the word isn't out there and they don't go on social media, they don't read articles and so forth, and they're missing out. And you're right. Audio description is fantastic. I've gone back to Audio Vault and I watched movies way back into the 70s and I'm like, I didn't know that happened. And it pushed the plot of the movie into place. And I'm like,
Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein.
No.
Frankenstein. You ever seen Young Frankenstein?
Nope.
Oh my God.
Oh, okay. Have you seen the Bird Box?
Bird Box?
Yeah, Bird Box.
Yeah, that's great on Netflix. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that
okay.
was good.
I said if you haven't seen that, then you gotta watch that one.
You gotta see Young Frankenstein. That's a comedy classic. It really is.
Yeah.
My best friend, he had never seen it until a year ago. And he's like, I can't believe I've never seen this. It's a great
Gene Wilder in it.
Frankenstein parody by what's his name? Blazing Saddles. What's his name?
Yeah,
Oh my
well, it's got
God.
Gene Wilder in it. It's a good movie. Anyways,
Anyway, but yeah, I mean, audio description is a great thing.
it is.
It really is. And I just, to be honest with you, I'm very stubborn, and Mary will agree with me on this one. I'm very stubborn. I will not watch anything unless it actually has audio description. I am done with hearing music playing in the background. Nothing is being said. Don't know who I'm listening to, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm done with that. I want audio description, like Mary says, to be everywhere. But for now, we got to settle for what we got. But I refuse to watch anything without audio description.
Yeah, it's hard.
You know, we're based. We were talking earlier. We're baseball and football fans, and we prefer to listen to the radio broadcast over the TV broadcast because they go into great detail.
Yeah,
and it's like you're sitting there, you know, in one of the seats, just watching the game in person with the detail they describe, and I think it's fantastic. When we went to a cruise in Alaska a couple of months ago, and the Royal Caribbean contracted a audio describer to do the live shows. And it made a world of difference to us. And we're like listening to this and we're like, wow.
it was wonderful.
It was fantastic. We're just showing our appreciation out loud, you know, in our expression of what we were just being described. And we're like, wow. Now, when you look at you look at it without a description, all you're hearing is music playing.
Yeah.
And you have no idea what's going on.
Nope.
And yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a fantastic
So,
thing. I think it's great.
do you cook or do you not cook, Aaron?
Yeah, I cook a little bit.
you?
Pretty
Okay.
good at preparing some stuff. Yes, my
Have you
both my
ever-
parents cook. My brother, who decided
Uh-huh.
my brother could work as a chef, but he doesn't. My brother's
Oh.
in our family. You want my brother cooking because he's like a professional chef. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Because that show, have you ever talked to Renee from Cooking Without Looking?
I did
Okay, good. You've had her on your show too.
a
We
while
did
back, though,
her-
a long time ago. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A long time ago. I know she's trying to go. What is she? She's trying to get on PBS or something. She's trying to get on an actual TV channel.
Yeah, she's got her connections.
She's
that
got
she's
some
playing.
connections.
See how that goes.
Yeah.
So, do you have a website?
Yeah. Tell us your website.
If you haven't,
Well, so the website
your-
is basically so they can just click the link that I texted and emailed, We
Yeah,
technically
you sent
don't-
it to us. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's great. So we don't really have a website, but
Mhm.
all of the various links that are provided act as a website for accessing the show as it uploads. So it kind
Okay.
of acts as the website, the Facebook group, the WhatsApp community for the public, things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So we just need to put that on our page, and then people can just click on it, right?
Well,
Yeah, and I'll
that would be
take care of
the episode. That would be the
Mhm.
episode description. If you want, what I could do is, if you guys, when you guys post this, when you tag me
Mhm.
on Facebook in the post, if you would like to tag me, then I can
Oh.
simply comment on our post here with the description, and then people would just be able to follow along that way too. But yeah, you should try to include the description in the description I sent as the description of this live stream. Yeah.
I think you did, right?
I don't think so.
I think you did because you sent it way early. We usually put it up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know I still got you in my when we had that conversation on Messenger. I still
Yeah.
got you on there. So
Yeah. So Thanksgiving and Christmas, you're with your family?
Yep.
What you doing? Okay.
Yep. Well, my
Sounds good.
brother's coming for Christmas, so that should be nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
we,
that's
we,
nice.
we like to creep people out in our circle because
Alright.
we cook Thanksgiving
Oh,
and Christmas
we
dinner
cook both,
and
yeah.
invite them over. And today we might have snagged a whole new stranger and her mom.
Hey, we cook good though. We have prime rib for Christmas.
I make great prime.
He makes great prime rib.
I make good turkey.
But I wanna wish you a great Thanksgiving and
You too. To you.
great
as well.
holidays, New Year's, everything. If we don't talk to you, I'd like to talk to you once in a while. It'd be nice.
Absolutely.
Get to
Well,
know
if
you,
you guys,
talk to you again.
well, like I said, the most of my communication is over on the WhatsApp, as I call it.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I love sending voice messages on WhatsApp and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, we can do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can do that. I can work on
And we can send you some nice wishes for the holidays. And I hope God bless your family and you and
To
everybody.
yours,
Yeah.
to yours as well.
Great
Absolutely.
holidays. Have a great holidays. I love talking to you, Aaron.
You too.
You're an awesome guy.
it. Whether she
Thank
can
you
say
so
that-
much.
hang on.
And the show will be up soon. Thanks for being on our show, Two Blind
You're always
Mice.
welcome. Always,
Everyone,
always
don't
welcome.
forget, we are talking about Aaron's Opinion podcast. You can find him pretty much everywhere.
Yep.
I do recommend you listening, and it's quite informative. I listened to a couple of episodes, so
Mhm.
and of course we were on it ourselves. So,
Yeah, you gotta listen to the one we were on. We're gonna whole life story. No, I'm just kidding.
jeez. Aaron, again, thank you very much for coming on the show. We really appreciate you coming on, and we do hope we can stay in touch. Maybe
course.
Mary and go over to your house for dinner if your
Ah.
brother's cooking when she's over there guiding us.
No, I'm not inviting myself.
Hey, by the way, New York style pizza is the best.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
my God.
Thanks, Aaron. Have a good
Thanks a
one.
lot, Aaron. You
We'll
have a
talk
good
to you later.
night. God bless
Always
you. God
welcome.
bless everyone.
Always
Bye.
welcome.
All right, everybody, y'all have a good night. See you when we announce you. Okay. We don't know what we're gonna do. We're looking to do
After Thanksgiving.
well, no, actually, we might be doing an impromptu show. Well, it's not impromptu now that I've announced it.
SpaceX.
We live near the SpaceX launch site, and there was announced today the next Monday afternoon they're going to be doing the next launch. We might go over to one of the vantage points where we can see the launch and record it as part of the show, so that way you guys can hear what we hear.
If you could feel what we feel when they launch, it shook my whole bed the other day. 7 o'clock in the morning, I was like, "What in the world is that?"
I told
Yeah.
you she should have been outside with me. It's a fantastic experience. They're actually there.
We're only like 30 miles from where they do the rockets.
Not even.
Not even, right?
It's like a 20-30 minute drive.
It's awesome.
It's closer than that.
All right, guys, we'll talk to you later.
All right, Meg, take us home. High production.